Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the iLune 3-Pack Screen Protector Plus 3-Pack Camera Lens Protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Great-grand's 100,000 pounds life, savings stolen, and there's nothing her family can do. A 95-year-old great-gran was left with just 6p in her bank after one of her daughters transferred the other 100,000 pounds in life savings to her own accounts. Pat Kavanagh, 65, said it feels like a grenade has been thrown in the middle of our family after seeing her retirement plans go up in smoke. Her mum, Frances Connolly, went to live with middle daughter Sheila for several months in 2021. In April that year, Sheila took Frances to the Yorkshire Building Society, where the vulnerable great-gran, who is blind, hard of hearing and suffers from dementia, signed a document allowing Sheila to access her funds. Over the following 3 months, Frances' 100,000 pounds life savings were siphoned off. Bank statements show 32 withdrawals between April and July, including an 80,000 pounds transfer within a week of a new account being set up by her daughter. There was another transfer of 10,000 pounds, followed by several totaling hundreds of pounds at a time. Pat said, "It feels like a grenade has been thrown in the middle of our family, and none of us saw it coming, and it just broke everything up. Me and my husband have had no retirement. All our plans came to a halt. My mother lost her home, access to finances, her jewelry went missing. She was left with just 6p in her purse on July 22, the day she returned to my home." Pat, from Woolton, said she reported the missing money to Merseyside Police. But Sheila died in October 2024, putting an end to any potential investigation. The family was hit with a further blow when an investigation by the Financial Ombudsman Service found Halifax had done nothing wrong, as Frances had given permission for her middle daughter to access her account. Pat maintains that Halifax should never have allowed her confused mum, someone in a wheelchair, who can't even see, who can't hear, to sign her life away. She said the bank should have questioned the repeated large amounts of money being taken out of her account. But Halifax says it acted appropriately in handling Frances' accounts, and that the matter is a civil dispute within the family. A spokesman said, "We found that our staff conducted the right due diligence to ensure Mrs. Connolly's withdrawals were not made without her authorization. When Mrs. Connolly came into branch, our staff did not have any concerns about her ability to authorize the payments on her account. Our procedures include the use of a high-value checklist at the time of relevant transactions, such as Mrs. Connolly's initial withdrawal of 80,000 pounds. The checklist requires staff to review recent transactions on an account to identify relevant patterns or other recent high-value withdrawals which might indicate increased risk, advise the customer of fraud and scam risks, and ask the customer a series of questions related to the purpose of a payment, whose responses our staff member will record." John Mather of the Brain Charity, supporting the family, said Frances had been badly let down. He said, "Elderly people are vulnerable to exploitation, but you trust the bank. If you've been defrauded, they deal with it. But in this case, because it was done by a family member, she loses out. This is not the first case we have had, especially working with people with neurological problems, dementia, or other mental disabilities. Everybody recognizes that an injustice has been done. She's lost money, she's been exploited, but nobody seems to be willing to take the blame for it." In a statement, a Halifax spokesman said, "This is a complex case, and we have a great deal of sympathy for Mrs. Connolly and her family. We have thoroughly investigated the concerns raised by Mrs. Kavanagh on a number of occasions, relating to events which took place in 2021, and believe we acted appropriately in handling Mrs. Connolly's accounts." The Independent Financial Ombudsman Service also reviewed the case and reached the same conclusion. Get in touch with our news team by emailing us at webnews@metro.co.uk. For more stories like this, check our news page. Era. More, 4 charged with murder of mum of 4 Joanne Penny shot, dead in Talbot Green. Era. More, teacher jailed for grooming and abusing schoolboy after lying that he raped her. Era. More, Urgent search for missing schoolgirl 15, last seen 4 days ago. Never miss the biggest stories with breaking news alerts in your inbox. This site is protected by Ray CAPTCHA, and the Google privacy policy and terms of service apply. Your information will be used in line with our privacy policy.